The curtain rises with Lemov entering his neighbor's Chukubov house fully dressed up in an evening attire. Now, as soon as the curtain rises, we can see that on the stage, we see that there is one man who is entering his neighbor's house, that is none other than Lemov, and he has enters his neighbor's Chubukov house and he was fully dressed up in evening attire. Now, think it other way around कि आप अपने पड़ोसी के घर, do you even are you actually well dressed when you are going to your neighbor's house? No, you don't do it. It's not something very common. So as soon as Lemov entered his house all well dressed up, there was something that clicked Chubukov's mind. He thought, why he has come with this so beautifully dressed up? What is the reason behind it? That was the first thing that came to Chubukov's mind, and he was surprised to see it and asked the occasion from him. So Chubukov very bluntly asked Lemov that why you are all dressed up? Is there something? Is there any occasion which I am not aware of? So that is what Chubukov says. And after that, Lemov says that he has come to ask for some help. So as Lemov was not knowing the reason and he did not know what to say, he just said that I have come here to ask for something. Now he does not clear it out what he has come and why he has come to ask for what. On the other hand, as soon as he says that I have come to ask for something, so Chubukov, he anticipates, he talks to himself and he thinks that Lemov must have come to ask for money. So he just starts thinking to himself and concludes that he has come to ask for some money to lend him some money. So for which Chukubov was obviously not ready to give money. So because he thought that he did not have very good relations with Lemov. Okay, because of some reasons which we'll be reading out. So that's why he did not want to lend some money to him. On being revealed, like on further communication, it was revealed that Lemov has not come to ask for money. Instead, he had come with the proposal of marriage. Now that's the reason the title is proposal, because Lemov came with the proposal of marriage. He wanted to ask for Natalia's hand, Chukubov's daughter's hand, and that's why he has come all dressed up. Okay, there is no other reason he came all dressed up. He came dressed up in order to ask for the hand of Chubukov's daughter. Now we see that Chubukov, who was very interested in getting Natalia married to him, will be reading it why, because Lemov was very wealthy person. He had a lot of land, and Chubukov thought that he is a perfect match for her daughter. Now coming to Lemov, we see that Lemov was 35 years old and now he wanted a peaceful life. At turning 35, Lemov realized that he needed a peaceful life. He needed to settle down now, and he looked around for the people, but he thought that Natalia is a perfect match for him. Now why Natalia is a perfect match? Because Natalia, according to Lemov, was a perfect, excellent housekeeper and she was not bad looking. So Lemov thought that as Natalia could keep his house well, was an excellent housekeeper, she could arrange all the things well and his married life will be better. And above everything, Natalia was not bad looking. She was just average looking. She was not very pretty, but she was not even bad looking. So this is the reason that Lemov gave for marrying Natalia. So we can see here, though the proposal was of marriage, but there was no love and affection in it. It was just a reason, we can say. It was more like a business deal. The proposal was not actually a proposal, but a meaningful deal, which was at the end of Lemov. Not just Lemov, but also Chubukov. Now seeing Natalia, Lemov gets excited and forgets about the proposal. Now what happens? At this point we see that Chubukov, he leaves this stage, and there's another person who's coming on the stage, that is Natalia, his daughter. Now as Natalia comes, Lemov gets very excited and he completely forgets about the proposal. His mind completely skips about the proposal. So before Chubukov he leaves the stage, there is something he is calling, he is giving beautiful names to Lemov. He is actually saying that, oh my dear one, you're so nice, I'm so glad that you are here and I would love to make you my future son-in-law. So we can see that Chubukov is having a lot of affection towards Lemov. That affection is obviously temporary, but we can see that Chubukov is using a lot of sugar-coated words towards Lemov. But as soon as he left, there is another entry, that is of Natalia. Now when Natalia comes, now as Lemov is very excited elaborated. He does not mention at all about the marriage proposal, firstly, and secondly, he thought that maybe Chubukov has told Natalia about it, because because Natalia and Chubukov were not present for 5 minutes on the stage, so that's when Lomov concluded that Natalia already knows about the marriage proposal. But on the other hand, Natalia was not at all aware about the marriage proposal. She was completely unknown to that fact. Now, when Natalia came onto the came and she sat with Lomov, they started talking. So Natalia also previously found it very strange that why our neighbor has come all dressed up. There's no occasion and why he is here. So Natalia also initially felt very strange, and then they started talking. They discussed about how life was and how everything. As they were discussing and talking about it, there came a topic that was Oxon Meadows. So that was a very strange topic, because they both claimed that Oxon Meadows belonged to each other. Okay, they completely did it. So Natalia opposes him and claims that Oxon Meadows belonged to him. Now, as they were talking so they started with an argument that who is the owner of Oxon Meadows. So Natalia said that opposed him and claimed that it belonged to them, to Natalia and Chubukov. On the other hand, what Lomov said that it belonged to him. So there was a very heated argument which started between these two people, Natalia and Lomov, that who is the real owner of this Oxon Meadows. Oxon Meadows is some part of land. So they both had a very hard discussion about it, and it was a heated discussion. It was heated discussion because it was a very serious discussion which was going on. It was not something very casual. So they started talking, and they also the talk was so hard that they also came into abusing each other. Now, as Natalia and Lomov, they were talking, they started abusing each other. There came another person who added fuel to the fire, who was none other than Natalia's father, Chubukov. Now, we see that first of all, they both agreed that this belonged to them. They were not ready to accept the fact that there could be a possibility that these belong to the other person. They could not accept the fact. On the other hand, they gave reasons that they can also show the papers of it in the court. So, Chubukov threatens to go to the court and is ready to show the documents of ownership. So Chubukov said that, okay, fine, let's go to court, let the court decide who is the real owner, and I'll show the papers of these documents of ownership in the court, and I'll prove that these are mine. So we can say that this heated argument was so bad that everybody completely forgot about the marriage proposal. Natalia obviously was not aware of it. Now, there's also one more thing. It is not the part of land which everybody was bothered about, because in the middle we can see that they are also ready to give it away. It's not the part of land they are worried about, but it is the ego of them. They are so egoistic that they are not ready to accept that there is a possibility that that part of land might not belong to them. As we can see that Lomov is ready to give that part of land as a gift to Natalia. He's ready to give it as a gift, but he's not ready to accept the fact that there is a chance that this might belong to her, which clearly shows that he's not after the that Oxon Meadows. He's not after it, but he is such an egocentric person who is not ready to accept the fact that there is a possibility. Next we see is that they get involved in arising and insulting each other to such an extent that they exchange very harsh words with each other. They started exchanging very harsh words, and the surprising part is at the end of Chubukov. Chubukov, who already knew about the marriage proposal, in the beginning he uses such sugar-coated words. He is calling him that my dear, in between the fight, he completely switches and changes his personality and starts insulting this person, Lomov. So in the beginning, we see that he was very kind, and now he's using such harsh words, which completely shows that he was very gullible person. He was not at all stable with his words. Now, at this point, as the insulting it completely rises, so Lomov's palpitations start rising, and extreme pounding of the heart and a numb thump. Now Lemov was actually suffering from palpitation. Palpitation is when your heart beats, it rises, and the heart beat rate is not in control. It rises and then it comes down and then rises again. So that is palpitation. So Lemov was suffering from it, and as people were accusing him and people were shouting on him, so his palpitation again started rising and his heart was pounding. Okay, his heart was beating a lot, okay, beating very fast, and he started having numb thumb. His thumb started to turn numb. So slowly and slowly we can see his body is turning numb because of the aggression which was around him. He was surrounded by a lot of aggression. Now at this point, when they see that Lemov is actually suffering, so they take up Lemov and throw him out of the house. Not actually throw him, but they tell him to go out of the house, and they continued cursing him. They are again using very harsh words, cursing him, saying bad things to him. We can see it. At this point, when they are cursing and all the cursing is going on, at this point, there's a thing that comes out from Chubukov's mouth that was regarding the marriage proposal for which Lemov has actually come. So at this point, Natalia comes to know that Lemov has come to propose her for marriage. Now there's again a very strange thing that would happen. Natalia, who was completely unaware of it till now she comes to know about the marriage proposal, and which Chubukov was actually knowing from the beginning. And at this point, we can see there is again a completely switch in the personality of Natalia. Now Natalia, as soon as she comes to know about the marriage proposal, she started blaming her father for not telling about it before. So she started cursing her father that why didn't you tell me before about it? When you were aware of it, why you did not tell me? I would have handled the situation in a different manner. I would not have asked Lemov to get out of the house, because obviously Natalia was interested in this marriage proposal. She also wanted to marry Lemov. That's why she gets very aggressive, and she also threatens to die. So now she is not only accusing her father, but she's also telling her father that if her father would not bring back Lemov, she's going to die. She'll kill herself because she does not want to live a lone life. She wanted to live with Lemov. Now we see that after some time, Lemov again enters the house and everything is now settled down. Everyone is quite calm and they again start talking. Now as they are again started talking, they picked up another quarrel. So now Natalia and Lemov again they picked up another quarrel, like from a general talking, they moved towards their dog. Now the new quarrel was over their dogs. Now whose dog is better? So again they started describing their dogs, and again they started fighting, claiming that my dog is better or the other person's dog is better. So again the fight, it started. Further, we see that Natalia is giving her own reasons why her dog Squeezer is superior to Lemov's dog Guess, and they both are giving their own reasons and explanations why, but whose dog is better and for what reason. At this point, when they're continuing fighting, there again comes a person, and that is none other than Chubukov, who enters the scene again to make it worse. At this point, we see Natalia again ask him that, you father, you tell me whose dog is better, and obviously he supports his daughter Natalia, and that's where the scene gets again very worse, as it was on the first topic, that was Oxen Meadows. Now we see at this point the topics they are fighting for is just nothing. There is not even a real issue about it. They're just fighting for no reason. They're just in a habit of fighting maybe. So they're not fighting because there is actually very solid reason. No, it's not there. They're fighting now for their dogs. Who is better? Now they just need a reason to find, because they're in a habit of doing this. Now everybody gets hyper again. Now again everybody gets hyper again. The accusation and this blaming game, it starts again. They are using very harsh words. Again everything is just repeating, and again Lemov, he fell unconscious because of his palpitation. So earlier in the first time we see that Lemov just went away from the house, but here now what happens, Lemov, he falls unconscious due to his palpitation. He is not able to again breathe properly. His body, it turned numb, and we can see that he is lying on the floor. Now as he was lying, so this Natalia and Lemov, they got very scared, and they called their servant to bring water, and so that they could pour water down his throat. But as they were trying to put water, they completely failed. Water was not going down down his throat, and they thought that probably Lemov was dead. They declared him dead. And now they were very scared because they felt that Lemov was dead, so that's why they were very scared. And now what happened? Lemov seems helpless and wanted to cut his throat or shot himself. Now Chubukov, who felt very helpless now, Chubukov was very scared that he has killed a man, and he was very scared and he felt so helpless that why he is in this trouble. He's in this trouble because of his daughter and because of his neighbor. So that's why he felt very helpless, and he felt that he should also commit suicide or he should kill his own self, because everything was not in his hand, everything was going away from him. At this point we see that Lemov starts reviving. Now at this point, as he was saying that I'll kill myself, I'll shot myself because I've killed a man and my daughter is also not happy, what is going around in the house? He was so confused. At this point we see that Lemov starts reviving. We can see that he is opening his eyes little bit and he starts breathing again. At this point everyone is finally relaxed that Lemov has not died, but Lemov is actually alive. So as soon as Lemov starts reviving, we say that Chubukov, he starts shouting and says that okay, hurry up, let's get you both married, because he knows that if again they start talking, there is another topic which would be started again, this marriage proposal will come to an end and only the fight would be taking up place. So that's why Chubukov says that okay, it's fine, now you should hurry up and marry my daughter Natalia. So this is exactly what happened. They get married. Natalia becomes extremely happy, and at this point Lemov, he kisses her hand and he is actually giving her marriage proposal, and she agrees to it and they both get married very happily. Now Chubukov also feels happy and offers some champagne for this occasion. So finally we can see the play ended on a very happy note where everybody, they are happy. Natalia and Lemov, they got married and everybody is happy at the end. But there is one question that pops up now. Do you think it was right for Lemov to get married to Natalia? Do you think it was right? Because they are people who cannot take each other just for a day. It was in a day that these two fight that took place. If somebody cannot take each other for a day, how they are going to spend their life together? Okay, so that is very good question that pops up, that do you think they would be able to spend their life together in a happy manner, or do you think not? Because they do not have very good relationship with Lemov. And what is the reason that why Chubukov actually married his own daughter to Lemov even after knowing the fact that they are not good with each other together? Let's see it. Okay, so the answer of this is also the central idea of the play, that is the tendency of wealthy families to seek matrimonial ties. Now what happens with these wealthy families is that they try to find a matrimonial ties where they can see that they are also getting wealthy, or they are getting some profit out of it. They will not just marry their daughter or son, or people don't just get married out of love and affection, but they try to seek some profitable, that marriage is actually a profitable business for these wealthy families. That's the reason that even knowing the fact that Chubukov and Natalia, they are not a good match, they are not going to spend their life happily, as they keep on fighting and they are not at all a good match, still they both get married because they know that their marriage is actually a profitable deal which is between these two people. The real purpose is to increase their landed properties. Now there's also another reason why wealthy people, they get married, because they know that their properties, their land will also increase, because as we can see, Natalia was only daughter of Chubukov. Chubukov was not having any other son or daughter. So the whole property of Chubukov would go into the hand of Natalia. So that's why for Lemov, it was a very good deal that he wanted to get married to Natalia so that all the property would eventually go to him. His land would actually increase. That's why he thought of getting married to her. Then we see that forgive and forget helps a lot in maintaining cordial relationship with one's neighbor. So if you want to have a good relationship with your neighbors, there is one thing that you should follow, that is forgive and forget. As you can also see that in the first half of the story, when they are fighting, Lemov, he exits. When he exits the house, he is he's having lot of things in his mind, lot of harsh words, but when he comes back again, he forgives and he forget about everything which happened before earlier, and he again actually gave the same proposal to Natalia. He's still ready to marry her because he just forgive and forget. And that's how, if you want to maintain a good relationship with your neighbors, you should learn to forgive and forget, because they are somebody who are going to live with you forever. You cannot just ignore your neighbors. They are going to be with you. So the best thing you can do is to forgive and forget. That's how you can have a good relationship with your neighbors. So this was all in this play.